It's been a couple of weeks since I've actually caught up with you guys and taken you around the garden, and of course spring has come on, although I've got my hat on because it's kind of an overcast day today, but I've been pretty busy with bark chipping and planting, so I thought I would just run you guys over what I'm up to. So a big part of what I'm up to here is actually upcycling. And so using other things to make things out of, things that were destined for landfill, and turn them into something useful. So the first thing I'm going to show you here, this was in fact an old trampoline. I've turned it into a potato and yam patch. We took the old trampoline frame and we put wire netting around the outside of it, and then we filled that with pea straw. And it's quite interesting actually because there's a few little peas just coming up out of the pea straw around the edges, and then we just filled it with a garden mix, and these are all potatoes that are coming out. Then that little quartered off area right there is yams. And sometimes I really luck in on things. So my avocado tree, for example, I'm hoping that I'll see some fruit out of this. But I got these wine barrels and they were just thrown away at the tip, so they were going to go in landfill as well. So I scored 2 of those, and I've got my Tahitian lime in the other one. So let's take a walk through here and have a look at what else. Now, I know that you guys know that I've been using these mussel buoys. So if you're not from New Zealand, we have mussel farms in New Zealand, and these are the buoys that hold up the mussel lines. We cut them in half, and what I've been doing is I've been putting one half underneath. This one has holes in it in the frame, of course, so the water can drain, and then I'm collecting the water underneath. I've been buying different solar pumps and just checking out how much that solar pump is and how much it pumps and whether it's worth it, you know. So this one has got a big nice solar panel. This one was $57, and I've put together a sprinkler here now, so the pump is down underneath, down here in the water, and then I've just used an old solar light and bit of gaffer tape, and they come with all these fittings because they're meant for fountains. Creates a nice spray actually that covers this whole area, and I can just take them and just spike them in and move them around. So that's the $57 variety, which is definitely the most powerful pump, and I think I'll be getting another one of those. Now these are the cheaper variety ones. So this one is only like $20 or something on Trade Me, and it's a smaller solar panel. A little bit of sun. There's the $20 one pushing out a spray, and it works really well for that smaller, not such a lift, not such a height. But of course the good thing about them is as we go into a drought situation, it's going to be really good because I'll be preserving a lot of water. So this one here I've just got these little fittings from Bunnings, which are just a little drip hose fitting which I've pierced into the pipe, and so I've just got a piece that I can sort of sit along each bed, and then a little joiner at the end. Now I've hooked up my little drip unit, so that's cool. That's just dripping around the garden. Yep, cool. And that's the $50 pump. The pumps are just down underneath there, cycling the water to the top. They've been running out of things for planters, so I had this old wheelbarrow that was a bit rickety and had holes in it, so I've just decided to use that as well. So that's just been set up as a wee planter. I'll just come through here. My silver beet is starting to go to seed now, so I'll let them go to seed and I'll collect the seeds, and they'll probably reseed back into that ground. Some celery there. Now these potatoes have had like a $20 pump on them right from the beginning, and I mean look at them. They are just, I'll come back here so you can see the height of them. They're just absolutely booming. So they've had one of these little $20 pumps, solar panel pumps. So, and it's been cranking away now for probably a month, and no problem at all. Every time the sun shines they just go. So in the summer I'm hoping this will cut down the amount of work that I've got to do, because they'll just automatically go on, so all day the plants will just be being watered. So here's one of our earlier recycle things that I showed you on one of the videos. So this is our potato tower. We lined it with pea straw, and the potatoes are just coming out the side and they're coming out the top. So that's going to produce a lot of potatoes. A potato tower is a great way to produce a lot of potatoes in a small space. And then here we've used old car tyres, and they've got some Jersey bennies just booming away, so everything's going really well. Over here I've got 2 more of my recycling water planters, and these have got red onions in them. Here we go, here's some other recycled things that we've got now. This was some sort of an old bin from a fish factory, and I mean it's pretty bugly, so I'm like, oh, how am I going to dress this up? So I've got these orange pots to put on this yellow bin, and I've got the edges planted with some lilies here, and then round this side I've got a few peony roses just coming up there, and I'm sort of integrating flowers in with my vegetable garden as well, you know, and that attracts the bees, which is cool. And then along here I've planted just a floral mix at the bottom there. There's a bit of a rhubarb in the corner. This bin's got just strawberries right around the outside and potatoes coming up in the middle, so again lots of spuds. And then coming up along here I got some more bins, and these were plastic bins that were destined for chipping and putting into landfill, so they just would have gone into the ground. And one of them holds water, which is cool. So I've got water down in there, and the pump pumps from under there when I bring the solar pumps over. And I've just got different plants that I've got going on. But and this one here was another one of those fish bins. I've got beetroot planted in there, and then peas planted in this one. And then I was like, oh, these are pretty bugly. How am I going to dress them up? Because I just wanted to make them look a little bit better. And I just put a bit of shade cloth around them and put some rosemaries. Now this is my pink flamenco garden, so some of these things sort of symbolise things for me. So for this is my reminder of the Camargue. So in 2015 I got to go to the Camargue, which is in the southern part of France, and I saw lots of white horses in the Camargue, and I also saw lots of pink flamencos. So I got these little pink flamencos. They're kind of cool, and they're solar, of course, because everything here is solar. It's all generated by little solar panels, and they glow pink at night. And here is my little pink flamingos. That's what they look like at night. Aren't they cute? I've got lots of parsley in there at the moment, and I just put some little snapdragons pink potted colour in there to match my pink flamingos. But anyway, and then this is the little garden that I planted with Clay Tool Stories when he came to visit, with my little Castworks monuments in here guarding them. Some nice kale, some garlic. Oh, look at that, there's a little bee. See, and that's what I want to be doing, is just attracting these little bees, because we need bees in the garden, and that's why lots of flowers with the veggies. And so nice big lettuce there as well. Then my carrots, they're going pretty good. And then over this side I've got my asparagus, which just got away really early, even though it's still frosty. Should get some more spikes out of the ground soon. And a couple of lettuce down there. These old bathtubs are just great, you know. Again, all destined for landfill and just a way to, you know, recycle everything. Here's my garlic. It's a really good proper garlic, and another little green man from Castworks there. Bit of leeks and a bit of spring onions, I think, there. So I've been gradually filling it with solar pumps and solar lights, and at night this is looking really good now. Little old wagon of sorts that I've got some carrots and pumpkins in, and it's all growing, and it's cool to be kind of bark chipping it, and it's nice walking around on the bark chip when I'm gardening. There's a few celeries there, and then there's the greenhouses. So this is pretty much where this is my salad area where I pretty much eat out of.
So I do recycle the water from underneath there a bit low, but I always put fresh water over this because this is where I just walk out of an evening and I pick what salad leaves I actually want to have. I've got my Zuna down there just coming to seed. Some of these things will come to seed, and that's okay. I'm going to let them seed and let them grow, and that's cool. And then this used to be my place where I trained for Tamworth because it got like 40 degrees in here, but of course there ain't no Tamworth this year, so I ain't going over anywhere. I ain't going to Australia for a while. What have we got there? We've got a few spring onions starting to come up. We've got some tomatoes here which I'm going to get into big pots, and then all of this is oh, look at these, they're all starting to strike rather. That's corn coming up in there, a few tomatoes, that's all pumpkins over there. So this is pretty much my seeding greenhouse where I'm seeding stuff. This has got the squeaky door on it. Right, so here we are. Oh, it's quite warm in here. So I'm quite pleased with this little banana because look, that leaf is just starting to come out there. They've kept good colour, and I think the pineapples are going to be okay. These are the ice cream bean trees. Got a black passion fruit there. So yeah, so I think they'll come away. A lot of these things have died away, but that's okay. We'll just leave them died away. They'll come away. Some of them will. Some of them will make it. Some of them won't. That's what you get. Ooh, that's a loud squeak. And there it is. Funny, funky little recycle veggie garden, which we eat out of. Thanks for joining me on Ellie's Self-Sufficient today. If you want to help me with making this content, then check out my Patreon page below, and subscribe on YouTube. That's that red button. Hit the notification bell as well so you know when I've posted a new video, and the Facebook page, give it a like, and thanks for joining me. Bye.